Alright, it's Meduza, guys, with a pure Tenyi deck profile for you guys. Now, starting with the main deck, we have your Tenyi lineup of 3 Tenyi Spirit Adhara, 1 Tenyi Spirit Nahata, 2 Tenyi Spirit Mapura, 2 Tenyi Spirit Shithana, 3 Tenyi Spirit Ashuna, and 3 Tenyi Spirit Vishuddha. Now, an interesting thing about the Tenyis is that they either work with non-effect monsters or are non-effect monsters. For the main deck monsters, every single one of them can special summon themselves from the hand if you control no effect monsters. So let's say you have Vishuddha in hand, you can use its effect to special summon it from hand to field, as long as there are no other effect monsters on the field. The same goes for every other main deck monster. However, they can also banish themselves from hand or graveyard to activate an effect. You can use your Vishuddha to target and bounce one card your opponent controls. You just set it to hand. Your 3 Tenyi Spirits Ashunas can hard once per turn banish themselves from your hand or graveyard to special summon 1 Tenyi monster from your main deck. A note to note as well, every single Tenyi effect is a hard once per turn. So you can only special summon a Shuna once or banish it once for either effect. However, you can activate both effects in a turn. So you can special summon your Tenyi spirits, link them away, banish them for their second effect. Your Shithana can banish, and when your opponent destroys your non-effect monster by a card effect or battle, it can bring that Tenyi monster, that non-effect monster, back from your graveyard to your field and then destroy one of your opponent's cards. It has to be a monster. You can only destroy monsters. My bad. You have your 2 Tenyi Spirit Mapuras, which can banish to negate an effect targeting one of your non-effect monsters. For 1 Nahata, which banishes itself from the hand or graveyard, lowering an opponent's monster's attack by 15 when an attack is declared with a non-effect monster you control. That's shit. That's why I try to get it up with my shoe. And your Tenyi Spirit Adhara, which can banish itself from hand or grave to add 1 banished Tenyi Spirit to your hand. Now, a unique thing about Adhara is it is a level 1 Earth Worm tuner. That can be used with your Zombino, which you run 2 of, to go into Nat Beast. You also run 1 copy of Mirror to send off of one of your spells. Special summon it from graveyard with an effect. Your 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, because it's just too damn good. And your 3 copies of Vanity Fiend. Now this one, you typically want to end your turns on if you have it in hand. That way you have your board all assembled, and your opponent cannot special summon monsters in an attempt to break it. Your 3 copies of Vessel for the Dragon cycle to send 1 worm to search 1 worm if you control a non-effect monster. Your 3 unexpected dies to summon your Zombino, 1 copy of Terraforming, and 2 copies of Flawless Reflection of the Tenyi to search off of it. Your 3 Called by the Graves, and your 2 Pots of Acquisitiveness. For your traps, you run 3 Waterfall of Dragon Souls. Now the extra deck is where all of your non-effect Tenyis are. For example, you have their Link 1, Mock of the Tenyi. Just 1 non-link Tenyi monster. Arrow pointing down for whatever reason. You have your 2 Shaman of the Tenyis, which, although she has an effect, it is one that helps you extend your plays. For example, you summon your Shaman, use its effect, discarding 1 Tenyi for cost, and special summon 1 worm monster from your graveyard. The ideal target is Mermere, as Mermere can only be special summoned by the effect of a worm type monster, which Shaman is. But if you have to go into another Tenyi monster just to get to your Link 3s, it's alright. It's not the end of the world. Speaking of your Link 3s, we have Berserker of the Tenyi, a Link 3 worm monster with 3000 attack and no effect. It requires 2 monsters, including a Link monster, while a Link 2 counterpart, Shaman of the Tenyi, requires 2 worm monsters. And another Link 3 for Tenyis is Draco Masters of the Tenyi. Typically, you do want to end your board on him, as he cannot be destroyed by a battle with an effect monster, and can pop stuff if you control no effect monsters. If you can get into their Link 4, Tenyi Spirit Sahasraha, you are in an incredible spot. He protects your effect monsters from being targeted for attacks or card effects. But getting to him and ending with a non-effect monster is not optimal, but it can be done. Unless, say, Shiraha had a secondary effect that can, as a quick effect, target 1 monster your opponent controls to special summon a level 4 light token, attack question mark, defense 0, to your side of the field, whose attack is equal to the original attack of the monster targeted with Sahasraha. He can protect any of your effect monsters, and summons a non-effect monsters, which also makes your Tenyis live from the main deck. Incredible card, you need it. And then you can just run Borreload Dragon for another Link 4. 9 times out of 10 you want Tenyi Spirit Shraha, but Borreload, when it can be summoned and its effect used, comes in handy, I guess. Now for your Synchro lineup, you have the Naturia Beast for your Adhara Zombino plays, a Yazi Evo of the Yangzing, your 1 copy of F.A. Dawn's Dragster, your 1 copy of Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, 1 copy of Baxia, Brightness of the Yangzing, and to make it 15, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, if you run the Tenyi counter trap in your side deck.
Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more.